Welcome to Human Tech, a podcast about the intersection of humans and technology. My name's Guthrie. I'm here with Susan. Hello, Susan.
I'm here.
And today, can I tell the tragic tale of this podcast?
There's a tragic tale?
There's a tragic tale. So we're doing the future of retail.
Yeah.
And it's awesome and it's wonderful and I love it.
What, retail?
No, this topic, and we recorded it, and it was a really wonderful episode. But we were doing it on the road with different hardware than we're used to, and suffice it to say, it didn't work the way it should.
Yeah,
have.
and we didn't know, so we kept going.
Oh yeah, so like all that, yeah. So it was just really, really, really tragic, actually.
I don't remember what we talked about on that one.
Well, so the wound was so fresh that I had to wait a little while till we did it again.
It's been several months.
Yeah. So,
right.
do you want to talk about just kind of what you had in mind, or do you want me to? How do you want to do this?
I mean, you mean what I had in mind about what we were going to talk about?
Yeah, just a little outline.
All right. I'll kind of get us started, I guess, but then who knows where we'll end up. Well, I believe that retail, well, everybody believes that retail is changing. It's been kind of changing slowly over time, but I think there's some speed up now of the changes, and because retail, buying stuff, right, and buying stuff in stores, and just the whole kind of commerce of buying things is such an important part of everyone's everyday world. I thought it would be a great topic for us because technology is really changing retail, and I think it's gonna, there's some new stuff come out recently that is changing it even more. And so since we like to explore that intersection of humans and technology, I thought it would be kind of a cool thing to talk about what are the changes that are happening now and what are the experiments that are going on that we think are going to stick.
Okay, so a couple things I want to say about retail. You ready?
Yeah.
First, retail is all about energy, traditionally.
Energy? What kind of energy?
Energy. So the whole idea of retail is we are taking, we need to transfer a thing that's in one place, and we need to get it to another person in another place. That is at the core the essence of modern retail.
That's funny. I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah, well, I worked in logistics for a long time.
Yeah.
So, right? So I have cheese. Cheese comes from cows in Wisconsin, and I'm in Chicago. Like the chain of retail involves the wholesale. The creator selling it to the wholesaler, and the wholesaler.
Wholesale?
Well, no, and then wholesale selling it to the grocery store, and then grocery store selling it, right? Like I mean, even if you think of like a clothing outlet, right? Like it's all bought wholesale, and then it's sold to the retailer, and the retailer then sells it to you, right? So there's just this chain of retail, and it's all about how to get things from the manufacturer to the purchaser.
Oh.
And that takes energy, and it takes coordination, logistics, and store space. And this is that's the traditional problem, the traditional method of retail.
But I'm more interested in. Well, I mean, we can talk about that, and certainly that's related to.
No. Well, this is exactly the point.
No, because there's another point, which is the experience of shopping.
Well, that's exactly my point.
What?
That there are two separate things going on here.
Yeah.
So the first is exactly what you described. The experience of shopping, which is a product in and of itself. People go shopping for fun. Okay? So there's that part of it. And then there's also I need an article of clothing for my feet so I can walk around, right?
No, but I consider both of those the experience of shopping. I'm not saying that the experience of shopping is how can we make shopping more fun, or what is it like when you go to a store. I am just talking in general about the experience of shopping, whether it's because you need socks for your feet and you're sitting at home, or whether you're going to a store, or whether you're going out with friends and you stop by a store. All of those things are under the umbrella, the experience of shopping. And to me, that's one thing, which is what I thought we were going to talk about. And then the other thing is the whole, logistical supply chain that you were talking about.
This is what I'm trying to say, is that when we talk about retail,
yeah,
we're talking about two things.
Yeah.
Okay? The first is the experience of shopping. There is a physical it is a service, it's an emotional thing. It's like there's like this whole like it's an experience.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like going to the movies. It's like an experience that you go through. Good or bad or whatever, it's this process.
Yeah.
And then there's the logistical thing from builder to retailer to me.
And the two are related.
The two are related, but they're related, but they're different. This is what I'm trying to say. So as we get to the future, it's going to really help to differentiate what will change and what won't change.
Okay, that's good. I like that. I agree with that.
So,
and
like,
also,
for example, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wonder which one of those is the driving force in the changes.
Well, I'll tell you what I think.
Yes.
So I think the joy of shopping will forever remain. So
some people don't like shopping.
And some people do like shopping.
Yes.
And I think the shopping as an experience will continue to exist in some form or another. Because it's an experience. And people like to have experiences. The market for having experience is just as strong as it's ever been. But the changes are on the moving stuff around part. Because with the internet, because before, let's say you don't like shopping, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to buy shoes, the only way to go about doing it is to go participate in the experience that everyone else is participating in. Because, that's the only place that has shoes. And so whether you like shopping or not, this is, you had to go shopping. And now with the internet and distributed manufacturing and with subscription services and all this other stuff, if you don't like shopping or you don't like the experience of shopping in a physical store, you don't need to. So
right, but you are still having
a
shopping experience.
Yes, but you're not paying a premium to go shopping.
No, you're not going.
That's what I'm saying. That's shopping the experience I'm talking about.
Okay, well, you and I are using the word experience in a totally different way.
I understand.
But let's talk about. All right, so do you want to talk about the buying side of it, or what do you want to tackle first?
Well, I just laid down my whole spiel, so I'll let you go. You go lead the horses for a while.
Okay.
That's a term. It's like a thing.
Leading the horses.
Yeah.
All right, I'll lead the horses for a while. But I have a feeling that as I lead the horses, you're going to have things to say about this. That's what I'm going to guess. All right, let's talk about Amazon.
Okay.
Because Amazon has been, I don't know, are they the major disruptor of retail in the last
I would argue
20 years?
I would argue the first major disruptor of retail was Walmart. The idea of the big... No, okay. There were three major disruptors.
Okay.
The first was mail order catalogs.
Yeah.
Right?
Montgomery Wards and Sears Roebuck.
Exactly. That was that's the first generation, right?
Yes.
That you don't have to go to a store.
Right.
You can just shop in a catalog and
order from a catalog.
You could buy a house from a Sears Roebuck's catalog.
Back in the
Amazing. You could buy a house
or
from a magazine.
Or the teens, 1918 or something like that. Yep. Craftsman Homes.
you know too much about that. But
I
that's
do. I was not around during that time.
Craftsman
but
Homes,
no.
the C17 model, great for a small family.
Yes. Yes, you're right. They were the first disruptors.
Okay, so and then the second disruptor was Walmart, right? So
Yeah,
the
big
big box
store.
stores, which you got rid of the retail shopping experience and you turned it into what I would call maybe a wholesale experience,
kind of,
right?
yeah.
Like we don't. It's not a boutique. It's not a general store, right? It's like this is just a giant warehouse, and we've made it a little nicer, you know. But to like a think of Sam's Club, right? Like it's just a food warehouse. It's, it's concrete slabs and just food everywhere, and you just wander through Costco. You buy stuff in bulk. So that's the second generation, and then of course Amazon is the third generation.
Okay.
Which is
right.
we are. There is no retail store. We're the wholesaler. You guys just buy straight from wholesale.
Except, all right, but let's talk about some of the even new and different things that Amazon has been doing. Like there's that, because Amazon, which wasn't a store, now has stores. Right? I mean, they've opened up grocery, they're testing these, I guess, grocery stores and bookstores.
Mm-hmm.
So, why are they doing that?
Why are they doing what?
Well, Amazon, they were this big disruptor starting in 1997. No, it was before 1997. 1997 was when they went public with their IPO. But, their whole thing has been you buy things online. You don't go to a store. But now they're opening stores.
Physical stores.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, Amazon is testing a variety of different physical stores. The first was they have a mock of a grocery store where you go in, and the idea is they don't hire anyone. When you put an item in the cart, they use algorithms and tracking and your phone, and it would automatically charge you for whatever items you put in your basket, and then if you take it out, and so you literally just walk out the store and it charges you for whatever you've taken.
Yeah.
That's the first idea, and then the second, they actually just opened it right down the street from me. I mean, it's a couple blocks away. I should really check it out. Is Amazon bookstores. So
you haven't been in there, huh?
I haven't been in there. I have a theory about why they're doing this.
Yeah, this is good. They put a big bookstore chain out of business, and now they're opening a bookstore chain. What's your theory?
And it's more than a theory. I've talked to some people who have confirmed my suspicions. We'll just put it that way.
Which is?
So, how does Amazon ship stuff?
I have a different theory. You haven't even said your theory, and I'm going to tell you I have a different theory.
That's fine.
All right, you tell me your theory, and I'll tell.
How does Amazon ship stuff?
Amazon ships stuff. I don't know.
Traditionally,
UPS, post office.
UPS.
FedEx.
They've always shipped UPS. UPS for everything. If they ship it, it's UPS.
Oh, okay.
And so they are at the mercy of UPS. And so they, even though publicly they're like, we love our UPS partner, no, they are trying to create their own shipping network and cut out the middleman, which is what they do. That's like literally Amazon's business model. Find a middleman and then just like become that. Like that's literally what they do. So what they've already started doing, and they started this a year ago, is they started buying all these white vans, just like old crappy used white vans all over Chicago, and they slap an Amazon sticker on the side of it, and now they're delivering packages. Okay, that's one. They started building a giant network of distribution centers. They're all run by robots. They opened one in Waukegan, right? You've driven by as you're driving up from Chicago to Milwaukee.
Yes. Waukegan, for people who don't know, is north of Chicago before you get to Wisconsin.
It's on the Wisconsin side of the line.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So it is, you're driving at like 70 miles an hour, right? And you can count. It's like 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6,
Yeah, it's
1,000,
big.
7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's that long. Like, it is...
It's very important that we give robots jobs.
There are a lot of humans who work there, but it's mostly done by robots. And I'm sure if they could replace the humans with robots, they would.
But I'm going to disagree with you on something.
Well, hold on.
What?
So now they have these distribution centers outside of major cities.
Yes.
And in the cities, they have kind of a fleet, right?
Yes.
But what they lack is what the UPSs and the FedExes have, which is all these little stores all over the place that can hold packages, that can serve as little decentralized hubs, right? So the UPS, they the big truck takes it. So you take it from the giant storage facility outside of the city to the one in the city, and then from there to the local UPS store, and then the UPS truck picks up from there and runs the route, right? So they don't have they're missing two parts. First is they're missing the interstate trucking system, and they are starting to purchase their own semi trucks. And the second part is they're missing the distributed in-city network hubs, and I think that these Amazon stores will serve as those centralized hubs where basically their trucks can pick up and drop off packages. So in the front, it's a nice bookstore, and they sell coffee, and maybe they'll make a little money. And in the back, they have a loading dock where they can then sell all their packages.
Okay. Now I'm gonna argue with you on your theory.
I'm not saying that's the entire reason. I'm saying that's like
that might be a reason. I agree
very important driving force.
I think that's possibly an ancillary reason. I'll tell you what I think the big driving force is, which is that Amazon. I don't know how Amazon makes their money. I have not looked at their balance sheet. I'm sure
cloud computing.
Yeah, I mean, they make money from... I'm sure they make some money from selling stuff from the website, but they make their money. They make some other money from doing other things like, cloud computing. And one of the ways that I think they want to make their money, if they perfect this grocery store thing, and now other grocery stores want to do the same thing, where are they going to... Who are the other grocery stores going to buy their back room technology from to make it all work? They're going to buy it from Amazon. If they it could be true for every retail store could now use Amazon's technology to do all kinds of things. You could create your own, but why would you if you can just pay some of your money to Amazon? So I think that's
the other
reason they're doing it.
Well,
or the reason they're doing it
for the grocery stores. But what about the bookstores?
Well, they might have I don't know. Who knows what their model is? But I think they're doing it for those reasons.
I think they're just trying to take over the world.
All right.
By the way, what was
Yeah, they are trying to take over the world.
What was?
They might succeed.
Amazon. What was Amazon sales in 2016? Revenue.
I have no revenue for the whole company, or revenue from sales at Amazon.com.
For the company.
I have no idea. What?
$136 billion.
God, that's a lot. That's a lot of pennies.
Isn't that amazing?
All right, now let's talk about other things besides Amazon.
Okay. So.
Oh no! Wait! I have one more thing I want to talk about with Amazon.
Yes.
especially if we're going to talk about, the experience of shopping, which is something that, of course,
Well, exactly.
I
So
won't
this
shut
we
up
were
about.
talking about this because there was like this like disruption.
All right, now what do you think about? Have you ever used a dash?
No, they don't make any sense to me.
Do you,
Personally.
I mean, we should probably describe what it is if
So
in
there's
case
been a
people don't
lot.
know.
So okay, so the Amazon thing was the third generation, right? Where you could basically you could buy directly from the internet.
Yeah.
The fourth, the next step, right,
Yeah.
is changing the buying experience, making things automated, having things personalized, right? So you don't just buy a shirt. You can like see how the shirt looks on you. That's or like instead of just buying a pack of razors, you get like a subscription razor blade service. So it's either personalized or automated, basically tailored to your specific needs in some way.
Yeah.
Without you having to go to the store. Which from a brain science perspective makes a lot of sense, right? If you're trying to get someone to buy something, especially habitually, you want to take all the thinking out of it.
Correct. All the steps out of it as well.
Right? Like, be a big dumb person, press the button.
Well, that's all right. So what the dash is there's these
You
little
press button and toilet paper comes.
Yeah, I mean there are these little plastic devices that have a brand name on them.
Yeah.
Tide, Colgate, Charmin.
Yeah.
And adhesive backing, and you
Connected through over Wi-Fi to your Amazon account.
all they have is the brand name and a button. And the idea is that you post this with the adhesive backing. You post it on your washing machine or in your bathroom near the toilet paper or whatever. And when you realize, oh look, I'm out of toothpaste, you just press the button and that automatically orders for you. And also apparently you can now order, you can just tell Alexa what you want. Alexa, order some toilet paper. But that's more like going online. But these are just these buttons that you push that are obviously connected to internet and blah blah blah.
Yeah, now this doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me. I don't reorder a lot of stuff very often. I don't have a family of 6, right, where I have to like.
Yeah, really? I thought you get a lot of things over the internet.
I do, but like, so for example, right, I like olive oil, right? I buy my olive oil online sometimes.
Yeah.
I get a big 101 ounce, right?
So, yeah.
But
so you don't order it enough.
But like I get like maybe I go through like 2 a year.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Well,
so it's like it's not worth, like if I need more olive oil, I'll just
go order more.
Literally I get my phone out, I type in olive oil, it shows up. It takes me like 2 seconds, It's really not very very difficult.
So you don't think the dash is going to stick around? I
do. I just think it's a limited application.
It's for some people and not others.
Yeah, you have to I think it's really nice you have to be rolling through product. So maybe in a business, right? Like if you're running low on paper, there's a dash button and you just hit it so that and then 2 days later the paper shows up. Stuff like that I think would make a lot of sense.
All right, now let's talk about what's going to happen to like the mall. Why are you laughing?
We all know what's going to happen to the mall.
Well, what? What's
Malls
going to
are
happen?
dead.
Well, there's still malls.
Are there?
Yes. I think they're
Really?
struggling. They're struggling. Well, and a lot of stores are struggling. Just in general, they're struggling. So you think there aren't going to be any malls? But here's the interesting thing.
No. We just have to define what malls mean. I think there will still be malls. There will be outlet stores. There will be high-end retail shops.
Well,
there will the whole like traditional like we're gonna go to Orange Julius and hang out at JCPenney, like malls is not gonna happen.
But have you been to a mall lately?
Yes.
They're very busy.
Very busy.
So why do you think there's not going to be malls? There's a lot of people going to malls.
But like, it's a certain type of mall. That's all I'm saying. It's like,
what type of mall? A mall is a mall.
It's gonna be the nicer malls.
Why? What stores are going? We know retail is struggling, right?
So
Macy's
stores,
is closing stores, and
JCPenney,
Penny, and I don't even
Sears,
know the list. There's a long list.
What? So okay. So this is what's really important. Malls that cater to, this is what I'm saying. There's still a shopping experience. People like to go shopping. Okay?
And there's some things that are hard to buy if you can't see it, feel it.
Right. Yeah, sure. But so what you're going to have at malls are things that excel at the in-person shopping experience. Things that you need to try on, things that have very high margins, things that there are specialists there to help you try things on. Now, I think that will survive.
Do you
Sears, that's just selling washing machines where they're going to get undercut on price.
Yeah,
time and time again, they're not going to survive.
Do you think that the stores are going to change to the point where, they don't have all the merchandise? Let's just say you want to go buy a shirt.
Yeah, this is a very fascinating point.
That all you're going to have is a tiny little store with a knowledgeable person who can help you. Just, you can feel the shirt, you can see the colors of the shirts, you can try a shirt on. But then when you decide, okay, I want the, men's with the French cuff in this fabric, and here's the size I need, you don't walk away with the shirt. You just order the shirt.
Right. And I think the first time we did this episode, we talked a lot about, like, you got, you go in, there's like the mixed reality experience where it like you walk in, it automatically takes your measurements, and then you can like select from the different colors and pick the stuff. And like, there's maybe like one or two people in the store, but there's not like a quadrillion salespeople, right? Because it's mostly done. You step
because they don't have to take care of stocking inventory.
Yeah, you step into your little private booth, and you make your selections. And you look at things. They're like, oh, that's kind of cute, right? So it's like and then they'll have a couple that you can like feel in real life. Mm-hmm. But it's not like they're gonna have like every it's like.
So do you think that's gonna be the norm?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I think you're going to see a differentiation between the value of moving goods in the physical world, right? Like we have a size 32 in this color, in this style at the store when I happen to be at the store as well. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Versus the shopping experience. I don't know what Levi's cut to purchase. Mm-hmm. Right? I need help. Can you help me figure out what you know what I'm saying? So I think you'll see the split there, because it's just so much cheaper not to have to stock inventory at the stores themselves. And maybe that'll change. Maybe they'll figure out some new business models.
Okay, so if you were hired right now by a retail chain, a shoe store, a shirt store, a store that sells clothing, any of the retail stores, and they said to you, Guthrie, what should we do? For the future is upon us really quickly.
Can you give me a category?
Okay, let's take something like the Gap. You know, it sells clothing for men, women, children. It sells clothing.
Right.
Or a store like that.
Sure.
What and we think that, you know, the malls are changing and we think that the stores change. We think all these things are changing. So what should they do? Should they get out of business entirely? What should they do?
What I would do.
Yeah.
I would greatly cut down the amount of product they had in their store.
Mm-hmm.
I would greatly increase the amount of the feeling of customization. So I walk into a store, we have like one of each, you know, I would try and create, like, I would just try and focus on the shopping experience and different, like how do people like to shop, right? And so you're right, like you could, there would be like a shirt section. And you walk, I mean, I don't know. I'm not good enough at clothing to know exactly how you'd set it up. But basically the point is way less inventory, way more shopping experience, maybe some more technology, much less staff because you don't need to put, you know, to fold as many clothes. You don't need to stock as many clothes. You don't need to have as many salespeople. Less fitting rooms. And you just kind of, and then greatly enhance the buying experience. So, you know, like I want this specific thing, this specific way, and then it either shipped directly to you quite quickly, or you can pick it up at the store. The shipping is always free. That kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You make it a delayed gratification response. Which
we know is a good thing.
Which we know is a good thing. And so I would just try to make the shopping experience as best as possible to and minimize the costs associated with moving things around in the world. Yeah. And I would just try and focus on streamlining my shipping operations and reducing my staff costs, and just try to make the stores really, really cheap to operate and have some sort of value.
You know, I was listening to someone talk recently about the fact that, you know how we talk in the U.S. a lot about the problems with losing manufacturing jobs and all of that. That actually what we should be worrying about is the loss of retail jobs. That's the next big sector to hit.
Oh, there's lots of reasons to worry.
Oh, good. Thanks, Guthrie. That
yeah. Sense. Yeah. If you're, are you kidding me? Yeah, lots of reasons to worry.
I guess that's a different topic. We won't get into that. All right. So you think the Dash, maybe not. You think the malls are in trouble. You know, the malls really are in trouble then, because if you're going to have a store the way you just described, you don't need as big a store.
Well, that's the other thing too, is that you can have, I mean, it's actually interesting, you know, who's ahead in this game is Asia. If you've been to a mall in Asia, the stores in Asia are quite small.
You've been to a mall, right?
Yes, yeah, I've been to several malls in several different Asian countries. And a lot of it is just because of the concentration of people. You know, everything's smaller. But yeah, it's like even if you think of like a regular Gap store, I mean, it's huge. It's huge. It's like it's maybe the size of a small grocery store. I mean, it's really big, and I don't think you need that much raw square footage.
Well, it has all the storage in the back too.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Especially. Yeah. It's it's really big. So it's big and expensive to maintain. So I think smaller stores, more customized, more boutique, more but yet really easy, a really simple, easy shopping experience. That's a value add. You have to be able to, because you have to be able to add some value, I think, to going to the physical store more than just like, I don't know, than like moving products. That's why I think outlet stores will always stick around.
Why?
There's the value add, right? You're finding deals, right? There's just heaps of clothes. I'm gonna find like a deal. I think there's a value to that. Deals that you can't get anywhere else.
All right. Now there's a whole well, some people have thought for a long time that the malls are going to change into more of entertainment, movie theater, food.
They're already starting to do that a little bit.
Yeah, I guess that could be one way that one could try and do something with the real estate. But there's also though a different idea about retail. If you go back, hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years, humans have always had markets and bazaars and right, places where people sell good, and there's a lot of that. There's a farmer's market. There's when you go to and you as we're recording this, we're about to head out on a trip, and one of the places we're going is Paris, and you haven't seen this yet, but although this is true in many of the cities you've been to, but there's like the little bread shop and the little pastry shop and the little cheese shop and the little, so those aren't going to go away, are they?
I don't think so. I think you're saying boutique-y stuff be okay.
And food.
And food, yes.
Artisan food, especially what we in the States would call artisan food, and in Europe they would just call food.
I think that's probably true. The food is maybe an exception just because no one's figured out how to do food shipping correctly yet. There are companies that automatically deliver groceries to your door, like Peapod, Amazon Fresh. They're dabbling on that, but no one's really nailed it the way Amazon has. Right? It's just, for the most part, it's still easier just to go to a grocery store, pick out the things you like. It's usually cheaper. Like the thing about Amazon was not only do you get to pick what you want, it ships faster and it's cheaper, right? It's just like this and this and this, And so it makes like going to the Gap to buy a pair of jeans when you're like a 32 Levi's like 511, like you just like, right, like it's the same pair of jeans. So why would I go someplace that's more expensive and is like a bigger hassle? But I don't think anyone's cracked that code with food yet.
I think, all right, here, I'm going to make
and a prediction. And maybe they will, but
I'm going to make a prediction.
Go ahead, predict away.
I'm going to predict that as we have these retail trends happen and retail in many ways starts to disappear, at least the way we've known it,
mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see an increase in the more traditional markets for these items such as food. So I think we're going to see people wanting to go to the market. In when I was in France a couple of years ago, and in a relatively small town. It wasn't Paris. And in the town there was there were a couple of what we would consider regular grocery stores, supermarket kind of things. And there were also little, there was a cheese shop and a meat shop and boulangerie with the bread and the patisserie with the pastries. But in addition to all of that, twice a week.
Do you want to say that again?
No, because my French is terrible, but it's very fun to try.
Patisserie.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Blah, blah, blah.
I would like to see.
The French are gonna hate me.
They are gonna hate you.
Oh, they're gonna hate me so much.
You do not. I at least try.
No,
and my
I'm not
French,
gonna try.
I'm sure, is quite horrible, but I try.
Yeah,
you don't even try.
I took French in high school. I was really
you were
bad
at it.
I'm bad at foreign languages. It's just I'm actually really good at the grammar, ironically enough, but that's about as far as it goes.
You learned Arabic at one point. That I've never done.
Yeah.
But anyway, there were in this little town twice a week. There was the market. It was just called the market.
I know, but it's because of the shopping experience.
Yes, because you wanted to go around and you wanted to look and
Right.
see what was there and what was fresh this week and who was there and people who shopped there a lot. I mean, we were just there for a week, so we were not part of this group. But there were people that shopped there a lot and had relationships with certain vendors, and
yeah. All I'm saying is that you just have to have some sort of value add. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Like, right?
I'm just saying. I'm saying though that I think that kind of shopping is going to grow. I think as the other part of retail changes, I think we're going to see a growth in having a direct relationship, especially when it comes to food, with your food vendor, so that you, instead of going to, I still think there's going to be grocery stores and there's going to be the Amazon style grocery stores and there's going to be buying your food online, and all of that is fairly anonymous. But I think we're going to see this growth in buying things from the people who are making the things, and that people will enjoy that experience, because I think that we are social animals. We know that. And just as I'm still reading this book. Hopefully by the time this podcast airs, I'll actually be done with the book.
No,
it's going slowly. Sapiens by Harari, which I love. It's such a great book. It's so interesting. It's so well written. It's a joy to read. And basically what he says in there, is that humans, we love to gossip, and meaning we are very interested in social interactions with other people, and we're very interested in talking about the social interactions that other people are having, and really, that we are just inherently very, that takes up a lot of our time and attention. And I think that there's a certain part of commerce and retail that involves that, and that over time, as we have established these large store chains and international stores that are the same wherever you go, and lost that relationship between us and the vendor, and now as those situations start to change, I think we need to have a certain amount of commerce interactions that are very personal, and I think we're going to see a growth in that. So I think actually that's a growth area.
Growth in the baguette.
Oh my God. Maybe when we're in France, you should just not say anything. You could just have facial expressions.
I'll just sit and smile. So, no, I think you're right. But you know what?
What?
That's all value add.
Because it's a social relationship. That's the value add.
Yep. and you can have a value add because it's a social relationship, because you get a better result, because shopping is fun, something like that. But you can't, the idea that you're going to be able to compete with online retailers. Hey, do you know what Walmart is trying out this month?
Mm-mm.
When their employees leave their Walmart store,
Yeah.
they're having each employee take a package to deliver to someone on their way home.
What?
Yeah.
You mean when your shift is over?
Yeah, I think
They
they're paying
are
them.
not.
Yeah, they're paying them, but yeah. And then because it's to save money, right? They're driving home anyways. They figure out their route home, and then they just have them drop off a package.
Wow.
It's so cheap. But I mean, this is so like this idea. It's the idea that you're going to be able to, if you're like a Sears in a store, that you're going to be able to compete against these ruthless, logistical, brilliant, cost-cutting machines is, and you have to like run a storefront and hire like people who like fold clothes in the back or something. I mean, it's never going to happen. So you gotta be able to add something to the experience.
All right. So a store like Walmart, right? And Walmart has their online. I don't know their online revenue versus their store revenue, but I know their online business is huge.
It's huge. Yeah, but I mean everything in Walmart is huge.
So are they? What's going to happen to a store like that?
Oh, they'll be fine.
Are they still going to have big stores like they have?
Yeah, they will. But that's because, I mean, unlike a mall where you have to pay rent all the time, they've just built these giant stores in the middle of nowhere all across the country that, surprise, just happens to also serve as their retail distribution center.
Yeah.
So you have to have, if you're going to have that national distributed distribution centers all over the place, why not just have them also be open and you can buy in them? You know what I'm saying? It's the same model as like a brewery that has like the tap room in the front to a certain extent, right? Like you need the brewery anyways. Well, why not just have people be able to come in as well and buy some beer? So I think.
So you think those stores will still be around?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And there will always be a place for the cheapest price, and I think we can. And Walmart does a number of things that allows them to get really low prices in a lot of different ways. From bullying the heck out of their suppliers to destroying all the other business around them, to having incredible efficiency in their stores. There are just certain companies that will have low prices. The other potential thing, I should say, of stores, physical stores that will stick around, is if there's stuff you can't get anywhere else.
Like what?
There are certain higher end stores that where you can't buy their stuff at third parties, and they purposely set it up so it's cheapest in their store. So you go ahead, you have to go to their store. Can you
give me an example?
Not entirely, but think of kind of like a Lululemon, or some other high end kind of very boutique, not boutique, but like high end, kind of popular but luxury brands.
Why won't they sell it online?
Because they want you to go to their store. So I'm thinking of I think maybe Adidas. So like Adidas, they have special collection of shoes that they only sell in their flagship Adidas stores that you can't get online.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think that was true. It's maybe not true anymore. Or maybe that was never true, but I think that was true. So I don't have the perfect example. But yeah, right. Essentially, That's the thought. Is that you force people to go there because like that's the only, it's like the only, like you have to go through them. Or maybe Lululemon is maybe a good example. So you can buy Lululemon stuff. Maybe Lululemon is the wrong. Let's just imagine a world in which Lululemon doesn't sell to third-party retailers. Okay.
Okay.
You can go and buy their stuff online, but it's actually more expensive online. They don't have any online sales or deals. They have their full selection there, but it's expensive. And so if you want like something on sale, right, like some sort of discount, you have to go to the Lululemon outlet store.
Mm-hmm.
Or the regular Lululemon store, and that's where they have the deals and the sales. So like Lululemon, there's like a right, like you're buying the brand, right? You're not gonna go buy someone else. You're buying them. So if you're buying them, then you gotta like, right? Then if you want to get what you want to get, you gotta go into the store, and that adds a certain level too, because the exclusivity of it is exciting.
All right, I have another question for you. Right now you can go on Amazon and buy all kinds of stuff, right? But then there's other stores that you can go on and buy sometimes the same stuff, but sometimes their own brand stuff. Like, you can go on LL Bean or Eddie Bauer, right? And buy Land's End. You buy there, and you can't get that stuff on Amazon.
Right.
So is that going to keep happening? Is that going to stay around? These brand stores that have their own. It's not a Walmart. It's not an Amazon, where they're selling everybody else's stuff. They're just selling their own brand. They're selling it online, but it's their own brand.
Maybe, but you got to be really good.
Yeah.
You have to have a following. You have to have a culture. You have to have a membership group. Like you have to. There's got to be something going on. That a club.
Yeah.
And if you can pull that off, then sure. But it's just a little harder. But I think you're starting to see more companies experiment with that model. You have the like the online, like the people who advertise in the podcasts,
Oh, yeah.
Like the little
the underwear
club.
store. Or
and like, but you have to, yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting. It's a interesting and perhaps scary time to be a retailer. I think the general stores are the ones that are probably the Sears and the Macy's and those kinds of stores are the ones that are probably going through the most changes right now.
Yep. There's one more type of store that we didn't really talk about.
What?
Which is the and it's one of the reasons grocery stores are still around. There is still a market for I need something right now.
Oh yeah, like the
I need a paint roller today. Right? I need to go to the hardware store and buy a paint roller. I need duct tape. And maybe...
Really? But you can get that within 2 hours if you live in an urban area.
Maybe sometimes, but that's going to take a while to catch on, and I don't know if they really have, everything that they have in a hardware store, for example.
But there's also the convenience store.
Yep, yeah, it's the same thing, right? Like, it's like 11 p.m. on a Saturday. I need mixers. I need OJ for my vodka.
A gallon of milk.
I'm not even sure about a gallon of milk, but let's just go with like a sealed thing of orange juice.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be refrigerated.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Well, interestingly, here in the U.S. we have these like dollar stores, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and they've been fair. They've been actually pretty healthy and growing a lot, but their biggest growth area is the convenience food.
Right. Yeah, sure. Right. I just need a snack.
Yeah, or milk or that kind of thing. That's the area in which they have the biggest growth. So
and hey, I live in Chicago. I can get toilet paper delivered to me in like 4 hours or something from Amazon. A lot of the U.S. is not like that.
Yeah, I live in rural Wisconsin.
Yeah, you're not.
And there's no way toilet paper will be delivered to me in 4 hours. 2 days. I can get almost anything in 2 days, but not in hours. Right. And maybe that'll change. I don't know. But right now, that's what we're looking at.
Probably not.
All right, Guthrie. Well, are you going shopping anytime soon now that we've mentioned this?
It's funny because we're going, this is actually, for those listening, this is probably pre-recorded.
Well, we know it's pre-recorded.
I know, but I think we're going to release this later. We're going to Sweden soon. This was recorded, on the 2nd of June, right before we left for Sweden. We'll probably release it next week or something. Because we wanted to stockpile one or two. And since I'm leaving, I don't want to buy food, but I did go to the grocery store yesterday, and I bought supplies for various things.
Yeah.
I got milk, that kind of stuff. I don't shop very much anymore. There's not a whole lot I need. I just don't buy that much stuff.
Yeah, you're not a big shopper.
I'm not, and that's why I try not to talk too much about the
retail
the shopping experience, just because like
you're not typical.
I'm not like I'm just not the person to know enough about it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I did some research, target audience research for an online retailer, and interviewing people about shopping. And I mean, people want shopping. This was about shopping online, but they want shopping to be fun, and they assume that it's going to be easy and convenient and efficient. That was just a given. But then they wanted it to be more fun, and they wanted to be able to do it with other people online. They wanted to sit with someone else next to them, and together they would both, look at whatever it was they were buying and talk about it and think about it. So, yeah, there's that social aspect, there's that fun aspect, and the efficiency and ease of use, free shipping. That's all at this point. That's all assumed. So it's an interesting place. All right, we have. We've gone shopping here, and maybe we'll have to do an update when we go after we get back from Paris, and we have that shopping experience.
I guess so.
We'll see. All right, Guthrie, if people have comments about shopping or anything else, where should they email us?
info@theteamw.com.
And if you like our podcast, please rate it and please review it wherever it is that you listen to podcasts. Hey, thanks, Guthrie.
Yeah, thanks. We'll hopefully do another one of these real soon, and so we'll have stuff. Maybe, do you want to do one while we're on the road?
We can try if we don't mess it up like we did the last time we tried to do retail. But yes, I would like to do one maybe when we're in Sweden or maybe when we're in Paris.
Maybe we can borrow someone's mic.
Probably not. But we'll see if we can figure that out. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.